The man used a key to open the wardrobe, then bent down and crawled inside. The next second time began rapidly passing within the wardrobe. But unexpectedly, when he emerged again, 5 minutes had already passed inside, yet time in the outside world hadn't moved at all. The man instantly understood this magical wardrobe allowed him to steal time. He hurriedly grabbed his textbooks and rushed back into the wardrobe because there was an important exam the next morning. But up until now, he hadn't even opened a book. When he arrived at the exam site the next day, his classmates all stared at him strangely. The man's beard had grown very long overnight. With the help of this otherworldly wardrobe, he always had more time than others. The former academic underachiever actually scored first place and smoothly found a respectable job. Of course, at the company, the man also demonstrated astonishing talent. Work that others couldn't finish in several weeks he could complete in a single night. As long as he had this wardrobe, he possessed unlimited time. Very quickly, the man was promoted and given a raise. But frequent use of the wardrobe began to have side effects. This man in his 20s actually grew white hair. However, in order to handle the heavy workload, he could only continue relying on that wardrobe. Just like that, the man's performance continued skyrocketing. But as time went on, his health also became worse and worse. One day, the man was promoted to company partner. At the celebration banquet, he finally collapsed from exhaustion. After the doctor's examination, it was discovered the man had actually suffered a stroke. This was an illness only the elderly would get. Things having reached this point, the man began to feel afraid. He hid the wardrobe key in a box, deciding to never use that damned wardrobe again. But because he no longer had extra time, he began making mistakes at work, one after another. One day, a colleague told him the next promotion list didn't have his name on it. Seeing that he was only one step away from the CEO position, the man began to waver again. In the end, he still couldn't resist the temptation. So he took the key out of the box and once more used the key to open the wardrobe, then put the key in his pocket and, hugging a large box of documents, crawled into the wardrobe. The wardrobe door closed automatically. As time inside passed at a crazed pace, he finally finished all the work. However, when he wanted to get out, an accident occurred. At some unknown point, the key in his pocket had actually disappeared. Turns out there was a hole in the pocket, but without the key, he simply couldn't get out. The man searched desperately, seeing through the keyhole that the key had fallen outside. At this time, his son ran to the storeroom looking for Dad. The man yelled his son's name with all his might, but the son couldn't hear him at all. By now, he already had a head full of white hair and his hands were covered in deep wrinkles. The man was rapidly aging. Right then, the son outside finally saw the key on the ground. He picked up the key and inserted it into the lock. When he opened the wardrobe, the man had long turned into a pile of ashes.
Dad! Dad? Where are you?